Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Donga, and you're listening to Boom Radio. Boom Radio. Keep listening. Don't touch it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Boomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Olajuwon, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. It is a brand new week, and it promises to be very, very, very interesting. We pray and hope that this week is going to be fruitful, is going to be amazing to us all. So sit back, relax, and let's get into today's show. Today seems to have quite a number of good news. There's just coming from the CBN, and basically the Naira seems to be strengthening after a few things that the CBN has done. Is this going to be permanent, or is this good? Because we've seen this happen before, and then it just went straight back to what it was. So we'll definitely dissect that. Nigerian activist / lawyer that has been a lot of hue and cry about for the past couple of weeks has now officially been granted bail. So we're going to be talking about him also today. We will definitely talk about that. Also going into a German president is supposed to be in Nigeria. Seems to like a lot of people seem to want to come to Nigeria now. I don't even understand, but we will get right into that as well. Osimhen lovers and haters. It seems to be doing fantastic in Galatasaray, so we'll get to talk about that and a couple of other things at the show today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. If you're joining us for the very first time, it is The Bar, where we give you everything sports, politics, entertainment, news, and everything else in between. Everything else in between can be anything else in between. So like I said, sit back, relax, and we enjoy today's show. And with me today at the bar is Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the bar. Let's go, people.
Okay.
Here we go again.
You have arrived. They will know you have arrived. Anyway, we're going right into today's show. As I said, we're starting with the gist that I saw over the weekend, where someone was complaining that what's happening to the Naira, and why she said so was that people had advised her to save in dollars, not to save in Naira, and all that. Apparently, she had bought dollar at the rate of about 1,780 Naira. And if I'm correct with what we're talking about just a couple of minutes ago, the Naira is about 1,500 and something. So if we go by that rate, it don't look like it's looking good for someone like that had bought Naira at a very high rate. It does not look like they're making any savings. It seems like it's quite a loss for someone like that. So now, could you break down? And then there's now a lot of talk about how is called EFEMS. I would look through it. There is supposed to be a system that I think the CBN had introduced last week that seems to have a level of transparency that is now being said that is what is affecting this system now. And it seems like there's a lot of dollars that even the banks have, that you cannot hoard it anymore now, because there's like a level of transparency that brings, and this now makes it seem like there's a lot more dollar in this Nigerian system.
Yes, most definitely. The EFEMS, like I like to call it, is EFEMS. Actually, it's a Bloomberg system.
Yeah.
And of course, like you rightly pointed out, it's centered around transparency in the market. I think Kenya started using it a couple of months ago. They started early in the year. And Nigeria just got on it a few days ago, barely a week now, that Nigeria got on that platform and everything. The major thing about it is the transparency and the real-time transactions, knowing who has what at any given time, or who is selling or buying what, you get. And I think that might have caused some kind of, turnaround in the decline of the Naira. The Naira was in free fall, it's been in free fall for a while, and was hovering around 8,700 Naira, We hardly even hear about a parallel on parallel market now. You just know that the Naira is at a certain price and is.
So it's safe to say now that huge gap between even when it was at a free fall, the huge gap between the parallel market and the CBN and the official rate had really closed up.
Yeah, well, you know how it is with forex trade in Nigeria, and I don't mean the online one. I mean the black market or parallel market, like they like to call it, and the unparalleled one, which is the banks and all of that. You agents, the licensed agents. The fact that even the bureau de change system, the people in it are also licensed, means that more or less there's no parallel market if you look at it on paper. But it's always funny how you want to sell, they're the ones that give you the highest rates, and you want to buy, it might be difficult to get in the bank. So where do you go again?
You go back, thereby strengthening these people.
Yeah, so they have become like an integral part of the Nigerian financial system. However, with this system, looks like it's forcing their hands more or less. But I would like to urge Nigerians to be cautious. Don't get too carried away with it, because there was a time when the Naira was approaching 1,000 Naira and it started to fall, and we were all excited about it. Then suddenly the thing just took a nosedive, like, in fact.
Do you get it? That's I'm like that. We've seen this happen before.
Yeah, so don't be in a rush. But they said that's a lot of experts have said that that's one of the reasons why. The other reason that people are ascribing is that towards the end of the year, there's always a large influx of forex into Nigeria, because many Nigerians actually travel home around this time and they bring cash.
There's a lot of IJ.
They bring cash, I just got back, and they bring a whole lot of cash. People are saying that means that there's some kind of glut, and maybe that could be the reason why, the Naira is appreciating. Yeah, it could be. We don't have the statistics yet to back that up, And everybody keeps talking about the bond that Nigeria just floated and was oversubscribed up to the tune of about 9 billion. It doesn't mean that all that money is going to come to Nigeria, and it doesn't mean that it's going to be plugged or pumped into the market immediately. Because it's going to be for specific reasons here and there. However, it's a good time, if you believe in the Nigerian project, for the Naira to kind of claw its way back up. But again, I plead caution. Then you talked about someone who had invested in the dollar. Like, you're actually not supposed to do that, you get. But we're not going to sit down here and act like we don't know what's going on. A lot of people are making brisk business with it. Ideally, you're supposed to be buying the dollar if you have foreign transactions. But there are people who are,
and that's the issue. Like, there are a lot of people, you're basically hoarding it. You're just hoarding it. You're buying the dollar and just hoarding it. It's not like you need it for anything at the moment.
So there's a whole lot of that going on, and what that means is that that you also stand to lose. Also, it's business.
That would probably
it's give and take.
Yeah, that would probably see now a lot of people
maybe
dump their dollar now, because it doesn't look like it's a very good business venture at the moment. But anyway, we'll see where that goes. We definitely will follow this matter. We really hope that this fall of the dollar to the Naira is a consistent one. But we definitely would follow this matter consistently. Just wanted to put it out there that President Bolaji Tinubu had congratulated President-elect of John Mahama on his victory in Ghana. So the opposition had won the elections in Ghana, and President Bolaji Tinubu, alongside other world presidents, had congratulated the president-elect.
Yeah, so the story of President John Mahama is very interesting. It was president a couple of election or electoral cycles ago. Then he lost the first election. He tried the second time and lost again. which means that the immediate or the outgoing president of Ghana defeated him twice, and he was the incumbent when that one came up.
Yeah.
So now they're now pitched him against
the
vice
president
president, who was the candidate of his own party, and voila,
that person
Mahama
lost. So, we have a comment. So, BT616 says the Naira's real value is between 700 to 900 Naira.
At this rate, I would do anything to have that. To be very honest with you, it will go a long way.
It will go a long way. It will. It really would. And we can get that
without government spending billions to defend
it.
At this point,
and the consistency with it would be.
If you've been to the deep end of something and you are able to swim out of it and get to the shallow end, you will value the shallow end. At least you can take a breather.
He's talking to you. BTC Class is talking to you. He said, Shola, are you suggesting that perhaps Good Luck may be inspired to run?
Actually, a lot of people have started saying that.
But I don't think by law he can anymore.
Well, a lot of people have been saying it, that since he was governor and president of Nigeria, and he lost, and there have been 2 election cycles or 3, that he can now come back. In fact, a lot of people on Twitter are saying that it should be him running against the APC and all of that. So I am not, because I know that it's now barred by law.
Yeah, there is actually a law.
He has been sworn in twice.
And I think it's not even just being sworn in twice. It's the fact that you can't do more than 8 years. And he's done, I think, 5 or 6 years. So there's no how in that mix he can go twice. And I think that's the issue we see with someone like Governor Ayedatiwa, who cannot run anymore. This is the only term he can run. So I think that people should just let it go, because it's not going to happen. And I know that. And if I remember correctly, I think it was when Bukola Saraki was Senate president then. And I think that law was actually directed at him personally at that point. But now it's a law, except maybe the National Assembly repeals that law, and maybe I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So, but I don't think that he can actually run anymore. Anyway, moving on from that quickly, still talking about Nigeria's issues. German president is set to visit Nigeria between December 10th and December 12th. Yeah,
this will be the third high-powered visit between Germany and Nigeria. A lot of you would remember that about this time last year, but I think it was October or thereabout, the German chancellor actually came through. In fact, that exposed a lot of, I'm sorry, I don't like using this generational thing, but a lot of Gen Zs were. It was funny how they didn't know that the German chancellor is not a university don. And they were actually.
Oh God, you mean?
But I'm just reporting what went down. You're saying you didn't laugh then?
Anyway.
Because if we can dig up that old video, I'm sure you.
No, we're not going there. We're not going there. German president is actually coming. Why I even brought up this story is that, what is the sudden? Am I the only one? Presidents inviting President Tinubu or world presidents wanting to come to Nigeria. Nigeria is suddenly not, the insecurity is not so bad anymore.
I think it's more about business, and if you center it more, I think it's more about gas. Saying that that gas.
So they want what you have.
Yeah, it's gas. Beyond gas, but I think gas is one of the major things. This is my opinion, and the reason why I say that is that the bulk of the gas that Europe gets to fire up our industries are from Russia.
Yeah,
and everybody knows that there's been a lot
of drama happening there.
From the Russian side of things now, and of course, Nigeria is already working on a pipeline that is going to North Africa, which Spain actually came through before Buhari left. The Spanish leader had come through for a meeting, and of course, we heard the idea is to see if they can run it all the way and all of that. So I think, again, beyond that, it's also business. Nigeria has this huge contract with this German electricity.
Yeah, and I think that the honest Siemens.
Yeah, Siemens.
And I think that Nigeria really itself, they're really trying to expand. We're talking about bringing foreign direct investment, how we can export a lot more things. Because the honest truth is that it is in those ways that even the Naira appreciating and all, those are the things that will give the would I say consistency to the Naira, the strength that it actually needs, the backing it needs. It will really come from more exports, foreign direct investment coming in, really.
So true. And again, the according to the German embassy in Nigeria, the German president is coming with members of the business, in the people in tech, people in construction, and all of that. And one interesting thing that they've listed is the visit to Nike Art Gallery. It's top on their list. And again, they also want to go on a tour of Lagos to understand the mega city and see how it runs and all of that.
So Chief Odikoko says France, now Germany. What's going on? Thank you very much. I asked that same question. Like, wow, why now? Why suddenly,
Yeah, again, when you have potentials and you realize how to tap it, how to harness it, and how to trade with it, it's amazing. We say a lot of things about Nigeria, but that bond that she issued last week, something that was supposed to be like $2 billion, was oversubscribed to the tune of 9 billion.
Yeah.
Investors do not throw money away.
There's a reason for that.
If they didn't see a potential that they were going to be making money from it, they won't be throwing their money into Nigeria.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So at times when people just say things, I get the sentimental part of things. I get the anger from elections. People have not moved on, But facts are that
move on.
The stock market is doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
The bonds that Nigeria has issued have all been oversubscribed. Every single one of them.
There's a potential that they're definitely seeing in it. So we're just hoping, and if this goes in a nice trajectory. Anyway, it seems to be lately like Lagos is on everybody's lips. Everybody wants to come to Lagos, and But I also feel that for that reason, that also puts a lot of pressure on Lagos State. To, of course, Lagos State is, let's be honest, they're way ahead of most Nigerian states. Yes, it puts pressure on every other state to be like Lagos, but also puts pressure on Lagos State to do better. So anyway, we'll see where all that is going to. Now, moving on from that, for just that a lot of people have been looking forward to, people have been wanting to protest and all that, the issue of Dele Farotimi. And he's officially now been granted a 50 million naira bail. And then the trial has now been adjourned to January 29th. I do not know exactly if his bail conditions have been perfected, but I'm sure that there are quite a number of stringent things that they had asked him to do. But at least if he does that, I'm guessing he shall be a free man. At least he won't be in jail.
Yeah, because again, a lot of people, when they hear, it's been granted bail, that means it's going to work. No, it's not. He has to perfect the terms of the bill. If he can do that today, it will work.
Yeah. If
he can't, until whenever he meets all the terms, they always ask them to bring.
So he's supposed to also bring a shorties in like sum with landed property.
Yeah, and if you check online now, 50 million, Farotimi 50 million is trending, because I'm sure he has a whole lot of supporters on social media. I'm sure that they're probably thinking, we need to raise money to give him. No, but that's not how.
Nah, money is...
That's not how it works.
Funny enough, I don't think at the moment money is even... Not like he doesn't need the money, but he also needs someone as a shorty that would... because I think that one self, looking for shorty for somebody. That's why I say, if I know you and you know me, don't do what I will not do, because I cannot be shorty for anybody.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, eventually you're still going to, do it if it's someone that you know and
don't commit crime that they will go and arrest you, because I don't know. You are looking for landed property.
It's not always about when people commit crime, actually, because, for instance, I know there's a story that you're going to talk about later. and the subject of that story is not even the person that the police wanted. You understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
But at least that way.
Was it guarantor to anybody?
I agree with
wasn't.
you. I agree. That's what I'm just saying. But that one, they don't need anybody to. If I'm just saying, I cannot do any shorty for anybody. I'm just telling anybody now. Like a family member that cannot sit in there, you know that you don't. Anyway. Chief Orikoko says, we in Ekiti should aspire to be the best we can be and not like Lagos. One of the problems some states are having is that they're copying the Lagos model without the resources.
You know, there's one thing that I've been observing because I try to do a bit of research here and there. There's an amazing thing that Ekiti State is doing in the area of agriculture now.
Yeah.
And they started a program for young farmers in Ekiti. A few days ago, the governor also went and flagged off the mechanized farming system that they brought in place. The private sector, I see them working with the private sector. Now they have Gary that they've made, and they've named it after the governor and all of that. And they're also working on dry season farming. And dry season farming is the way out for Nigeria.
It is the way out.
You know, because if we're talking about food security and everything, so Ekiti has the land, and I see now that they are using it. I must say kudos to the Commissioner of Agriculture in Ekiti State. Is hard work. Never met him before, but I've been observing him, you know, and he's constantly posting what they're doing almost on a daily basis.
Think on that, yeah.
And this is what we need across board, you know. Don't
tap into what you are. Yeah, I like what Chivoni Koko said.
Don't try to be like Lagos. Now, Lagos is smart. Lagos doesn't have the land mass that Ekiti has. But Lagos has already built a processing plant for rice paddy. What that means is that
you will bring all your rice.
They will be your off-taker.
Yeah.
You don't even need to build the processing plant anymore. But you tap into a part of the value chain. So again, if only we had more serious governors. I would count the governor of Ekiti as a very serious governor, Governor Bago of Niger State. Then the governor of Enugu State is doing a lot in the area of agriculture. You get the others. I heard that Oyo is stepping up.
Everybody needs to tap into, you know, whatever it is that they're good at. No, and the honest truth is, maybe not everybody has to do agriculture. If Osun State, we know that Osun State has a lot of gold. Maybe they need to go into more of mining. Do you understand? Everybody needs to tap into their own strength and play to your own strength, and then you see everybody would have incredible what's that word now? Sorry, I can't remember. Returns at the end of the day. So Chifoni Koko says, I told you about my son a few months back. They now have solar powered cold storages, warehouses. Ekiti will feed the West. I would not
and this is
I'm very proud of that if that can happen. You know, for someone like a state like Ekiti State, that does not have the landmass like Oyo State has. Do you understand? Imagine if Oyo State is tapping into that, harnessing that, and then you are doing that, because really in the whole of the Southwest, nobody has the landmass Oyo State has.
None. In the whole of the South. In the
whole of the South, that's the honest truth. Nobody has the landmass Oyo State has.
No state is as
no
big
state.
As Oyo.
So if they, you can imagine the kind of thing that Oyo State can do with the land that they have. Even if it will take you some states borrowing land from you, paying you, and then, you know, any way to just increase. At least when we know that, you know, they say that when food is, there's a saying that the Yorubas have that if food is taken out of, I think, poverty, the rest is. Yeah. You get at least we're moving on.
A lot of decisions have been taken based on hunger, and so not every one of them was a good one.
Yeah,
you know. So, but if there's food security, I think the quality of life. I know the quality of life would improve. So staying in Ekiti, the reason why we even went there is not because of you Ekiti people. You're feeling cool.
Shout out to us.
People are feeling cool too much.
Yeah.
It's the fact that Dele Farotimi has actually brought a lot of attention to your state. I hope it has boosted the sales of the hotels there, because I'm assuming that people would go there.
Are there really that many hotels in Ado Ekiti? I'm just saying, there are quite a number though. But
are you demarketing?
No, I'm not the market. Is the truth now. Can you compare the amount of hotels?
Stop comparisons now.
No, let's be
Stop
honest.
comparisons.
Let's be honest.
It's not about honesty.
If we go to some states, I'm just saying, but it probably has brought in a lot more people into the states in the past 1-2 weeks. Showore had posted and he had talked about how they're writing to the Attorney General to drop the case. The Chief Judge of the state, Ekiti Chief Judge, to drop the case. I'm like, is it the Chief Judge that brought the case to court? Anyway,
BT616, it's not out of place. Okay, carry on.
Says, fairness and equity, the money should be shared to help our northern brothers. I don't think they're in want of money. I think everybody just needs to step up.
Which money are we sharing?
I don't know.
And you are forgetting me. Share it this side.
Share which? Oh God.
You people, so all this money that you are sharing, there is God. Yeah, I think I align with Dolupo. It's beyond allocations. If that's what BT616 is referring to, it's more about creativity. It's more about the drive. How much extra has Governor Bago gotten?
Exactly.
Is my standard now. Is the yardstick that I use. How much has he gotten to the point where he made a boast? He said, Niger will feed the nation.
And the man seems like he's serious about his. It's not just.
I remember when he said, look, call me farmer governor. Someone close to me in this place laughed. I hold that person like this, like you. Don't worry. But look at what he's done now. He's been on the tour of the entire projects across his states. His own farm is also, he has a personal farm, Bago Farms, and they're producing. And he's also going mechanized. The man who's telling coppers, if you farm, we'll pay you. We'll pay you salaries, we'll give you the land free to till.
And the 100 truth is that's the way to go.
That's
we need to
security.
Encourage more people.
Why do you think you need to give people more money when the one they have been getting, they cannot account for it? It's misplaced priorities all the way. I know people are going to get touchy when we talk about these things, but facts are facts. The governor of Lagos State, very boastful guy. Ask me why I say that.
Why?
Why are you launching or commissioning almost 50 projects in 1 week?
His wicked energy.
Are you
wicked energy?
Is it contesting for third time?
His wicked energy. That what I said. I'm like, this is wicked behavior.
5 bridges.
This is wicked behavior.
30-something roads.
I'm like, cool. Becoming down.
It's just.
That's becoming down.
Amazing.
Like
it's
becoming
amazing.
down. Anyway, we have a few comments. BT616 says, why are you sarcastic this afternoon? We have started again.
Okay.
Why must everybody work? The South should work more to help the North. Some people are born to produce while others are on earth to consume. Really. But honestly, I think that there are a few states in the North, Kaduna State, they're actually stepping up. That I don't think that, because the honest truth is that
a lot in the
you know that the North has almost always fed the country. I think that it is the South when it comes to agriculture. As much as they haven't gotten to their potential yet, but the North has always fed the South.
Yeah.
So I feel that at this point, it's even the South that has dropped the balls too much.
Yeah, but again, it's time for the North to go and use the entire value chain to their own good. Honestly, why are you growing all the rice paddy and sending it down south? Why? Build more rice mills or even build them in clusters. There's a whole lot of stuff that they can do to add value, beyond just, agriculture, within agriculture itself and beyond it. And look at it, before you know it, maybe 5, 6, 7 years from now or less, we're not even using oil as the benchmark for our budget anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Just maybe. Yeah. It's actually not impossible.
It's not impossible. It's not.
We've
seen right in this country a couple of years ago, once or twice, how not oil actually got us out of recession.
Yeah, was it IT?
It was IT. Yeah. You understand? So it's actually possible. BT616 says, I'm serious. You can't keep doing it's coming when you know they will never come. Just accept them for who they are. I'm serious, Dolupo.
Oh, so it wasn't sarcasm.
It wasn't. What really? He's a little bit of jabs here and there.
No, maybe it's just being nice today. What happened?
That's nice.
Did you win the lottery or something?
That is being nice.
It's possible.
If it's not nice. So what's the definition of not being nice? If this is nice.
You know, Petition songs can hit. Forget to.
Oh Lord!
It's like Chivoriko go to, if he wants to drop it like this, it's bound.
Yeah, maybe we're in a good mood today.
But what it is that no matter how advanced or developed you think your state or your region is, if the other parts of your country are not developing, you're not moving anywhere.
You're not moving.
You're not going anywhere. Look,
BT616 said, God touched my heart, shall I? Yeah, right.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Amen. Amen to that.
So I will remind you. I will remind you.
Amen. Let's hope it lasts.
We still have 30 more minutes. We'll be here.
You know, there's no how you think you've developed Lagos or you've developed,
and that's what Lagos
Port
is
Harcourt,
suffering. Yes.
Or you've developed Abuja. There will still be the influx of people. There will be that rural-urban migration. Because you're not developing those
everywhere
places.
Else, yeah.
And it's now not the fault of the person who has developed his own state. They are victims of their success.
Exactly.
You know, I keep saying it. If you stay on the freeway, not too far away from here, the Lagos-Ibadan freeway, driving into Lagos, there is always a period where there's so many vehicles, and you can't compare to the number that is leaving.
Yeah.
You get. And again, look at them. The people, sleeping rough, all because they're in search of the golden fleece. Within their own country, they migrate to this tiny patch of land. But imagine if their governors were good at what they were supposed to be good at. Imagine if every capital city in Nigeria
is stepping up.
Yeah.
Is stepping up.
Yeah. So
anyway, let's move on from that.
But we won't stop hitting at these governors until
they suddenly absent.
Look at. I know we like to criticize the governor of Ogun State a lot. Do you see what he's doing with the Ota Road now? The federal road.
Yeah, he actually lie.
Do you see how much progress they made?
They've actually done a bit of.
Alagbole Akute.
It seems to.
Have you seen that too?
Yeah, it seems like this second term, that Yellow decided to,
and look at man in Morocco the other day pitching, to investors and everything,
up, but
dropping statistics.
Really,
and everything.
we actually need governors that actually will do things and just
run it like a CEO.
Exactly. Now moving on from that, let's talk about a bit of security or insecurity, or whichever way we take about it. ICPC has announced that it identified some ministries and agencies engaged in job racketeering, and that they're working towards it. They're looking at how they're going to nab a lot of people.
I totally disagree with all this half news that they give us.
Exactly.
Keep your investigation until you can tell us that this ministry and this parastatal are into job
these
racketeering.
Are the people. The funny thing is that I saw this and I'm like, how is this news?
It's not news.
Like, we know.
Yeah, you know. Everybody has always known that there was something wrong somewhere now.
Jonathan, we know. It's not news. When it becomes news is you say you have arrested so and so people, you have charged them to court. Jonathan, then it becomes news.
I saw a tweet at the weekend, and it was a tad bit scary.
Yeah.
So someone was talking about how a company was recruiting.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that tweet.
They had shortlisted a couple of people. Then the HR people would open fake emails in the name of the preferred candidates and send mails to HR saying that they are no longer interested in the appointment or the employment. Then they will now give the job to their own anointed candidate. And apparently they must have been doing it for a while because they didn't know that the owner of the company had asked one of those people to apply. So when he now sees the person, we gave you employment, you said no. The guy said, no, I didn't get any employment. How can I reply a mail when I didn't even get a mail? And of course, investigation reveals that the HR people were doing this racket. And that leads me to this job racketeering thing that they're doing at the ministries and all of that. The sad part is that some of these ministries, even when they give these people the jobs, some of them are not going to work.
Some
They're going to be ghost workers. And
Most.
there's so many Nigerians out there. But the only good part of the ICPC's press statement that I liked is that statistically, there's an increased number of young Nigerians who are resisting corruption and corrupt practices. Statistically, there's an increment.
That's a good thing. And talking about work and all that. Yeah, I saw a post earlier today. I don't know if you saw it. Cable NG had put out, this seemed to be like an exclusive, where they had said that the chairman of First Bank, Femi Otedola, had has asked the company's global head of marketing and corporate communications to go on compulsory resignation.
Wow.
And why is that? They had said that she had authorized a send forth for the former MD of the company, who was asked to also resign for alleged negligence of a 60 billion naira electronic fraud that happened under so they're like, okay, so if, according to cable news, they're saying if someone was forced to resign,
why are you celebrating
him? And then you're now sending this huge amount of money.
And how does she have powers to approve such expenses?
I don't know. And then according to them, that they're looking for money to recapitalize and all that, and they were doing this for somebody that. So anyway, she has followed the daddy.
May your loyalty not get you fired in Jesus' name.
Amen. BT616 says, just like I asked when I joined this show, can you fire Kabiesi's daughter and former senator's son in civil service, Shola?
How now? How? It's not possible. If you do it, just know that you are fired, and those people will return.
You know, yeah.
And that's the problem we have.
That's the problem. You know, I think there's a story. I don't know if I can't remember. Was it Ali Ndumi's daughter? There was some story going around about the CBN and how there was a bit of restructuring when the new CBN governor had come in.
They were going to relocate,
and they were relocating some departments. And it was alleged that one of the reasons why some of the senators were angry was because some of their children did not want to leave Abuja, and the CBN governor had said you either relocate to where you are or you resign.
Yeah, that's the nepotism that we're talking about. That's the problem that we face.
It's bad enough that you'll be asked if these people even have the qualification for the jobs they have.
Yeah, that's another angle to it. But you know, especially in public service, these are the issues. The scenario that BT616 painted is a nightmare scenario that maybe you're the head of a department or a parastatal, and you have those kind of
people working.
How you want to do?
How you want to do?
You go hard, you know. The guy probably goes home to the king, his father, or the sultan, or whoever the person is. I'm not saying the sultan. No, I'm just saying there are several sultans, several royal fathers. It all goes home now, and the day is there. You know, there's a former president there to see his father. There's a former governor. So how you want to do? How you want now?
Anyway,
and senators.
Moving on from that, NDLEA had also arrested an engineer saying that he had concealed illicit drugs in pressure machines from South Africa.
So what the guy did, you know, smart guy in his own eyes, had the pressure machines shipped to Nigeria from South Africa. And the NDLEA had been tipped off, and of course they had all the info on it, and they allowed it leave the airport to the cargo holding company, the logistics company around the airport. There are quite a few of them around the airport, and the guy just suddenly changes the pickup point to Enugu. You get? So they, of course, they let everything move to Enugu too. And that's where they kind of nabbed him and all. But if you look at that NDLEA story, if you read their recent statement about this engineer that they've arrested, I think it's 40-something year old, 43 or 44 year old and all of that. There's another woman, a 65-year-old woman, that was arrested on Lagos Island with hard drugs, of course. Then, I was looking at 65, you know, like.
Yeah, the one that is thinking like that. You want to live the good life. Good life. You know, they're living the good life. Whoa. Anyway.
Then the two guys were arrested on the road with with tons of weed. Tons.
Moving on from that, kudos to the NDLEA. Moving on from that, the Nigerian Customs have officially gotten the first female pilots in the name of Olanike Nafisat Balogun.
Yeah, congratulations to her. She becomes the first. Like,
what if I told you that this person's name? I have a cousin that is this name. She's way older though.
No, she's also Olanike Balogun.
I'm telling you,
but
that's
there's no Nafisat in
that's
her name.
That's her first names actually.
There's Nafisat in her name too. Maybe she's the one.
No, she's not.
So this lady, that's Dolupo's cousin, is
oh nah.
Abi?
No.
So she joined the service and she was actually a crew member. And one thing that actually touched me about her story is how a couple of her colleagues that they joined together had left to join the private sector. But she said she wanted to serve, so she stayed back. And she's gone from crew member to pilot. She's got all her wings. She got everything. Now she's made history. And she's actually using it to now create awareness for other young women. That, look, if I can do it, you can do it too.
That's a very
beautiful
that's
story.
A very fantastic,
very inspirational.
Very, very fantastic story.
And after all said, I don't know, say custom get plane.
Anyway, they do. Now you know.
What did they take and they do?
I don't know. I don't work in customs. Anyway, moving on from that. Oh Lord, we don't have time. Moving on.
Now.
Oh Jesus.
We say bar now. Bar you don't even serve people drinks anymore.
Bring your own water.
It has to be water.
Bring your own drink. Anyway.
Open this one behind us now.
Just what? Open it. It's on you. Anyway, moving on from that quickly. An update from Pastor Bolaji Idowu, who was alleged to have been arrested last week and released. He has now, what's the word now? He has now given fresh updates on his encounter with the police, and he had said that he wasn't arrested. However, he was invited because of a church member. When I say don't be, it's maybe probably popped up as maybe they used him as guarantor or something.
Not necessarily.
Or
they could have checked the guy's financial flow and said, okay, you're sending money to this church, you know, you're paying tithe, or what did you say it is? They could, or the guy could just been dropping names and say, oh, my pastor.
Yeah, so
it could be anything.
Anyway, and you know why I would kind of believe that story is that if he was actually arrested, there's not actually a formal statement from the EFCC or the police about his arrest.
Yeah, like he said, he challenged anybody that has any proof that he's involved in any form of fraud to bring it out. Since last week, nobody has stepped forward to say anything. And I think it's an hazard that comes with the job of being a pastor. You go see
you are pastor with everybody.
Everything, all sorts of things will be thrown at you. And, you know, it will be nice when we have fewer pastors who are being dragged into the mud, like the other pastor that Dolupo is following.
Don't be using me as
that's your UK pastor.
What is my? Okay, let me just be quiet. At this point, I would just be quiet, because before you say the Dolupo says something that she's not supposed to be saying. Anyway, moving on from that, the Tribunal in Edo State has officially begun. They started the inaugural sitting today. The hearing session starts today. So it's safe to say that we're back into lawyer season for
every governor in Nigeria that wins an election knows that he's not a governor until he has gone to tribunal and he passes there.
He passes.
That's the.
And it would not have been an issue if people have not been sacked from the courts.
Many have gone.
Many have gone. Many have come. Many have gone.
You don't remember all those buses that travel interstate and those big trucks? They're just right. Many have gone. They don't need to tell you the rest. Some people say, be careful.
Yeah, don't be careful. I've said.
Many have gone.
Many have gone.
So good luck to
Governor Okweolo.
And good luck to AI.
Yeah,
Shebi's AI. That's the one.
Aswe Godalo. So good luck to everybody. May the best man win in court. That's all we can say. Anyway, quickly before we go, the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is now talking about ending U.S. birthright citizenship.
Yeah, funny enough, these are things that people like him benefited from.
But
knowing that, of course, first or second generation people, he's now family, now travel your family, travel go America.
Go America.
Your wife where you marry, the same thing. No be say Keneko or no be Yankee de Bonham. But it's okay now. At least they don't vote you. So it's your country.
Deal with it. Y'all deal with it. Y'all deal with it. We'll see where all that is going to.
But whatever it does, can always be reversed. That's the funny thing, because if you can lock, someone can open.
Someone can open. Okay. Also, South Korea has imposed a travel ban on the president over the martial law declaration. There's a lot
it's village people that got down cool, because
there's a lot of drama going on there.
Again, Dolupo, that scenario speaks to politicians that want to be president without winning the parliament.
Yeah.
If you're
going to have a lot of
you must
issues.
have your people in parliament or else.
Exactly. Remember, we were talking about that a lot with Nigerian elections.
Yeah.
With the Peter Obi, which Peter Obi was even better. I remember that issue even came up with someone like what's the word now? Omo Yele Showore, that his party did not even like win.
Did they even have have
candidates in
running
exactly
for Senate or House?
Do you understand? Like you will not last.
The same thing that's happened in South Korea.
Yeah,
that would have happened.
you definitely would not last. There's a lot of opposition coming there. Also, Russia has now granted political asylum to the former Syrian president that has now been ousted, Bashar Assad.
You know, there's always been this issue. Syria has always been a strong ally of Russia ever since they got their independence from France or whatever. And again, anybody that aligns so much with Russia becomes the enemy of the West. And Syria is, to me, they've actually gone, because they've been at war for over a decade.
Yeah,
It's been so long, and it's so crazy.
It is.
At some point, I was wondering when he was going to just walk away, but he stayed. Funny enough, the man stuck to his guns and stayed and bedded down. But now he's lost out, and Russia has taken him in. I know that the Russians also saw it coming, because the stories of how they moved their equipment out and everything. They don't want to leave the scenario of America leaving Afghanistan and leaving their equipment
behind and all that. Now moving on from that, let's do a bit of sports stories, and if we can get into. So we'll get into it. Osimhen seems to have now become the first Galatasaray player in over 10 years to score or assist in 8 of his first 9 league games.
Osimhen is as good as we say he is. It's not hype. It's not one is them say. Osimhen is as good as we say. Now, I'm even pitying Galatasaray, because it's looking like this January window is going to be hot for them.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult for them.
And Napoli need the money. And did we mention that they lost again?
Yeah, they did. They actually lost again. Interestingly, that's why I say that. I really, in all this, like you said, I actually really do pity Galatasaray, because it looks like Osimhen put them on such a high.
And they love him.
That if he leaves, the people that are ready.
It's what they call Wello.
What's it called? People like Jose Mourinho, they are waiting for.
Yeah.
They are waiting for you. This guy will soon leave. You people will come back to your.
So shout out to all the people that love Osimhen. We know ourselves.
Anyway, not London player who had an accident over the weekend has now undergone surgery on his lower limb. Mikel Antonio has now undergone surgery after the road accident that he had.
Yeah, I saw the car and I was like,
really,
oh my God.
Oh, it was really horrible. Really horrible. Also, there's now been a $765 million deal in sports. See, I was still telling someone last week.
It's baseball.
I don't care.
Be very specific.
I don't care.
Juan Soto.
I was telling someone last week that there's no child of mine that will not play sports. So like, what if was play music? I say music is other. You can even know how to sing and not blow. But sports, if you are good at it, and being good in sports is if you actually do a lot of work. If you put in the work, you would actually, there's a high level that you might actually get to the top. So with that, my children must play sports.
Over
I said what I said.
$700 million
Yep.
for one baseball player.
One human being.
Yeah.
BT616 says Osimhen should not go to Premiership. Juventus will be the best option. Victor would upgrade to Champions League. I get it. I think that he needs to go to Premier League though.
He has a point to prove.
I think he should go to the Premier League.
He has to go to the Premier League.
The Premier League is still one
but
of the most prestigious.
I get what you're saying, because if he goes to Juventus, he becomes the top dog.
The top dog there. Yeah, it might not easily shine, especially in the top clubs. It might not easily shine like in Juventus. And it would be
nice to play against Napoli and score like 5 goals against them.
I get your point that he should go to Juventus, but
me, I'm just beefing Napoli.
Your beef is serious. But anyway, I think at least he needs to go somewhere that he would actually also prove himself also a lot. Shout out to Turkish League, but you know now, the boy is bigger than that. Anyway, also, former Manchester United winger Nani has now retired from professional football at the age of 38.
I don't know how that guy stayed that long, man, but congratulations to him. It is not a small matter. I didn't even know he was still playing football.
I didn't even know. Anyway, a BT616 said, but they don't want him. Go where you are valued. First impression is the only impression that counts.
Yeah.
True, Sha. That's the thing. A lot of Premier League clubs don't want him. Or is it that Napoli is just moving mad and then the money is just too much and everybody is afraid of financial fair play issues?
Yeah,
and I think that could also be an angle to it. Nobody wants to be in City's shoes at the moment.
But me, I know that Chelsea would make use of him very well. Arsenal would. Liverpool would, and Man United would. The only top team that you shouldn't go to is City.
City actually needs him more. City needs their life.
Where will you put Haaland?
What is Haaland doing? What is Haaland there now? What are they doing?
Oh yeah, let me leave this patriotism and get. So they give you Haaland and Osimhen. Which one will you pick?
Shusha. But I'm just, you don't understand my point. I'm just saying that at this point, City needs all the help they can get.
They don't need Osimhen. They don't.
Okay.
They don't have a problem with their top striker. If Osimhen goes there, he's going to sit on.
He's going to sit on. But Chifoni Koko says Arsenal needs him. Chelsea has Jackson. I was even going to say. I thought you were going to say Palmer, but Jackson Sha.
Yeah, but Palmer is not a striker. Jackson
he's not. But Palmer is scoring the goals. Arsenal needs him. Yes, Arsenal actually needs a 20-something goal striker, and that's the truth. BT616 says, praise God, brother Mbappe finally scored.
And he's been talking.
I think that he just needed
He's been talking and talking.
He just needed he just needed to get his groove. Do I still think that? I think that he's not a perfect fit for that club.
They have to make it work.
With all the money that they spent, they definitely have to make it work. Now, before we go, it was yesterday now. News broke that Jay-Z had been added to the suit of PDD, where there's a civil suit saying that they had raped a 13-year-old girl, I think MTV Awards or something in 2000.
Yeah, about 24 years ago.
And
first thing, I'm not a lawyer, but isn't that statute bad in a way?
So now that's the thing. I think it's now a civil suit. It's not criminal.
So, but he's responded.
So he's responded and he had said that it's blackmail, that he has nothing to do with it. And the honest truth is that I don't think anybody really wants to have anything to do with Diddy at this point.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of speculations.
It also alleged that the lawyer was trying to get money off them and everything, and they're asking for settlement, and he says no settlement. They now said the lawyer, and I saw the lawyer's tweets this morning saying that look, they were only asking for mediation and all of that, So he says he's going to fight it with everything he's got. At this point, they've come across a different type of celebrity that he grew up through the ranks. He's self-made.
Messing with. And I think that it makes more sense because the minute you settle with those kind of things, that's the beginning of the end. Chifori Koko says, turns out Diddy facilitated the Jay-Z Beyonce connection. Yeah, he could have, but doesn't mean that they had anything. Also, only God knows waiting Diddy make Queen Bee do. My daughters are beehives, annoying cults. Okay.
If you talk about 30 BG or FC in Nigeria,
Y'all
they're not near behind.
They don't near them. They don't near them.
Those ones, then they could low.
Oh no, they don't near them. Actually, before we go, Netflix hit movie series actually. Squid Game, the season 2 has now premiered in Seoul.
I'm one of those people that don't go with all these popular things. I didn't watch season 1.
I did watch it.
I will not watch season 2.
I watched it. I watched it. I think later after everybody's noise was gone about it, and it wasn't bad actually. It was not a bad. If you're not adverse to a bit of horror, it's actually not bad.
I beg, they don't, all the comedy we did this world, you don't finish. You don't watch your. I beg. I'd rather watch stand-up comedy. I'd rather watch sitcoms than watch all these things where they are just killing themselves and wasting people's lives. They actually did kill
everybody. Anyway.
Shogun Laye. His life Oguni. His life war. His war life.
Okay. I think I need... Okay, Chifoni Coco says, don't worry, we need in here, or you need to help the Nigerian marriages here. I don't understand. I don't understand that. Please, could you rewrite that before we go? Maybe I will.
Maybe it was one of the stories that we...
Yeah, maybe it was one of the stories he needs to maybe rewrite it well. Chifo Odikoko, thank you. I would be expecting it before we leave. Anyway, on that note, that's all we'll be able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow with another wonderful edition of The Bar. Do you have a beautiful day, and we'll be back again. Have a beautiful day. Peace. Enjoy the week. Oh, okay. So I think we got his comment. He says, Chifori Coco says everybody's divorcing. 7 out of 10 Nigerians are divorcing.
That's a topic for another day.
That's topic. Don't worry. That just we'll have that conversation tomorrow. We will sit down and break it down a lot tomorrow. Promise you, sir. All right.